2024, the athletics for today. The athletics exercise ending with the 110-meter hurdles for men, where 3 Jamaican athletes entered the starting blocks, with only one finishing the race over the final with a medal. That is the big man, Rashid Broadell, finishing in a time of 13.09 seconds with the season's best and doing Jamaica proud yet again in track and field. Welcome to We Paddy Prime. I'm Sachin Ramsabag. Joining me in discussion yet again is J. Gordon and Anil Roberts. By the way, you're seeing matching shirts today. It's not planned, by the way. And, credit given to each individual for their own attire. Yeah, we didn't plan this, by the way.
Stylist.
We didn't plan this. But
and it's not pajamas, it's our SportsMax elegant look.
The lovable lunatic joins us for the discussion, friends, and thank you very much for being with us. We're going to be discussing lots of activities today, and we begin our discussion with the 110-meter hurdles. Gentlemen, J. Gordon, an exciting race yet again. We saw some of the athletes tumbling over the hurdles, but that did not stop them.
Yeah, we saw Daniel Roberts from the United States, who eventually went on to win the silver medal, having probably one of the most untidiest races that he's had for the entire season, yet still holding off Rashid Broadell. We know some of the injury situations that he's been plagued with over the last year or so. He's the Commonwealth Games champion. But what he was able to do outside of everybody else is have a really clean and effective technique. He stayed smooth, he stayed committed, and that was what catapulted him now to the end here, coming off really strong to dig deep and eventually win a bronze medal for Jamaica.
Yeah, joining us from the Paris Combox, Obadilla Thompson. Oba, great race to finish off the athletics program for today. What are your thoughts on the 110 hurdles that was just completed?
I agree with Jehu's analysis. It was a really good run for Broadell, who I imagine must have been wondering if he could have done it entering into Paris. The last 2 World Championships, he wasn't able to make the finals. He was knocked out in the semifinals in Eugene in 2022 and disqualified last year. But after his semifinal run, where he won that semifinal, I knew he must have been confident. And he got rolling later on in the race. It was tight. Here in the commentary booth, we just did not know who came second. It looked like he possibly could have come second. But you imagine, after everything that he's been through, not racing a lot, to win the Jamaican Olympic trials and to then back it up with an Olympic bronze, see a great ascent for him if he can stay healthy and focused. Yeah,
Anil Roberts, your thoughts on the race? We saw it was a tight finish, a photo finish for the Jamaican and the USA athlete. We thought the Jamaican would have taken it home for the silver.
Well, that might be the ugliest Olympic final 110-meter hurdles I've ever seen. Grant Holloway was the only man who went flawless, seamlessly brilliant. He won that race as if it was Marchand in the 400 IM in a short race in 12 seconds, 13 seconds. He blew the field away from the first hurdle. The men were clattering hurdles from the word go all over the place. The second man who ran sort of well, not his best, was Broadell, but Roberts was actually falling down. Because he was falling, his dip at the line came out perfectly right there. He's falling. And his chest, because it's, you break the tape with your chest. You breast the tape, for those who understand track and field since 1896 in the modern era, and in the old era in Greece, it also was your chest. The foot, knee, hip, was never your belly. If you have a bare belly, it don't count. It's your chest. And because he was tripping and falling down, he took the silver medal. So congratulations to Jamaica. Holloway was doing a thing so like, who is crybaby? I don't know who he talking to, because all the time he was crybaby for about 7 years. Now he could celebrate. So I don't know who he was sending that message to. I hope it wasn't us here in the Caribbean, because we will train and come back to you, and all of we will do that, right? But congratulations all the way. A great run. Another medal for Jamaica. Well done. I would have hoped that with 3 Jamaicans, I could have seen 1, 2, 3, but it wasn't to be.
Yeah, Oba, 3 Jamaican athletes being in this final. History in the making for this event. Tell us, when the athletes were crossing the finish line and it became so close for that 2nd and 3rd spot, what was the emotion? What was the vibe like in the Combox?
Well, we're excited for Broadell because we knew his amazing talent. And the fact that he possibly could have gone the silver medal. Very excited about that, because that would have shown the world what everyone knows about Broadell, that he is one of the top hurdlers in the world. You heard Lance Whitaker say he believes Broadell is the second best hurdler in the world. Of course, finishing third today in that tight finish. But we were also disappointed to see Bennett and Parchman run down the line. We thought that they would have done better. 3 Jamaicans in the final. We thought at least 2 medals, even if you don't have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, maybe 2, 3. So it's disappointing, but nonetheless, it's a great representation for Jamaica and the Caribbean.
Yeah, Jehu, Grant Holloway from the USA, 12.99. Expected this?
Yes, it was expected for Grant Holloway. He has been the light in the 110-meter hurdles for the last couple of years or so. He's a 3-time world champion. He placed second at the Olympics. And an interesting fact is he placed second in 2021 with the same identical time that Rashid Broadell and Daniel Roberts of the United States won, well, silver and bronze with here at Paris.
Yeah, you mentioned Daniel Roberts of the USA, 13.09, tying with Rashid Broadell. With the same time, Broadell actually accomplishing a season's best for this event.
Yeah, he's somebody, as Oba mentioned, he has shown the potential. It is one thing for somebody to recognize your talent, but it is another thing to fulfill that true potential. So the same here, medaling at his biggest stage in his career, it is really fulfilling to those loyal supporters of his. He was disqualified at the World Championships. He's never made it to an Olympics. So to see him out here, it is definitely a great feat.
Anila Bennett and Hansel Parchment, both of Jamaica, finishing 4th and 5th respectively. So still top 5 performances from a Caribbean perspective.
Seeing 3 of one country from the Caribbean in final is great. But you know me, I greedy. Once you reach there, I want to get up there and get the medal. So 4th and 5th, but they will go back not feeling so good. They left something in the bag. You know, once you give it all, you can accept it. But they came out the blocks a little sluggish, and they were always fighting. You see, hurdles is so technical. You have to be so exact. If your peripheral vision sees a man going in front, and you start to worry that the race is gone, you then make little adjustments fighting up. And once that timing goes, it's one hurdle after the next, problem after problem. So they left something on the track that they will feel a little depressed about. But another medal for Jamaica. Well done. And Holloway, well, he looked class. He looked class. I don't know what the crying thing was. I just take basket. So as far as I'm concerned, to all my hurdlers in the Caribbean, he sent that for we. All are we from St. Lucia, Trinidad and Tobago, come up the road straight up to Bermuda. Somebody had to make and put tears in his eye next time.
Well, we in the We Paris studio, we're very excited and on the edge of our seats for that race in the Paris Combox as well, as we just heard from Oba's revelation. But let's hear what the 3rd place position athlete has to say. Alex Jordan spoke to him.
Rashid Broadell in the semi-finals. You didn't talk to us. You said, I'll talk to you after the final. Here you are, my friend, 23 years old and a bronze medalist at the Olympics. How does it feel?
I just have to give God the thanks. You know, I'm just, right now my mind is not even here. I'm just grateful that God brought me through with everything that happened this season. It's just all God's doing. I'm just so proud that God just got me to the line and got me a medal. That's just it for me tonight.
Speaking of getting through the line, it was so tight. It was so tight, it was hardly fought.
Yes, it was a tough battle. Coming out the blocks, I felt a little thing in my groin area. I felt it round in the warm-up, and I said, hey, I'm not going to tape it today. I'm just going to run through it and just fight through it. And tonight, God, as I said, just hold me up, and I got a medal tonight.
Am I right in saying same time as the silver medal?
I mean, yes, it's very tight. You know, as I said, I'm not complaining, regardless of what happened. I'm just truly grateful that I made it to the finals without everything that's going on this year. I'm just truly grateful.
What does it take to get on this big stage, get in a big final here, 110-meter hurdles at the Olympics, and run a season's best?
First and foremost, it takes God. You have to have God in every single thing that you do. You know, praying, a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication. It takes hard work. It takes everything that in your body, in your will, in your power to just get here and just fight.
All right, a word now to your beloved Jamaica.
Thank you guys for supporting me. I felt the love back home. I fought the fight today, given that my season has been a rough one. Got a season best today, couldn't complain on a bronze medal. So, yeah.
Olympic medalist, congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Brother, you said your season has been a rough one for you so far, but still managing a season's best while pushing through a little niggle. That is impressive.
Yes, some athletes, when they are faced with adversities, they could use it as an excuse, but some people, they use it to rise to the occasion. And Broadell is definitely a champion in his own right, even though he only won the bronze medal. We only see the final product. We do not see the struggles, we do not see the sacrifices and the pain. As athletes, we prioritize a lot. We take away from all the family time, the important gatherings that we may miss throughout the year. But Rashid Broadell, a true champion for me.
And on top of that, I mean, anyone who's played sport, especially if you play football, and for these hurdles, to feel something in your groin, which means groin muscle is a very important muscle that when it goes, and if you have to have surgery there, you could talk 8 months, 10 months. But to feel that, it worries you. You're wondering if you can stretch hurdles, high hurdles, getting up and over. For him to put that aside, get out there and run that race, I had to give him a little extra clap because, boy, that's serious thing.
When you heard that he mentioned that he did not want to tape the leg, so what happens is at least now we use something called kinesio tape, so it relaxes the muscles and takes some of the stretch, so it gives a false sense of everything is okay. But in this instance, he has already made his mind up. You know what? Whatever happens out there, I'm banding this and I'm ready mentally. So again, the championship and warrior mentality from Rashid Broadell.
Yeah, Oba, what would you take away from that interview? As Jehu mentioned, the championship mentality, really dogging it out on the track and left everything on the track.
Yeah, I think the interview was straightforward. He had his faith, praised and thanked God for giving him the strength in a very difficult season. He gutted it out despite the injury concerns, and he's thankful. And that's really it. That's what I took away from that interview.
Yeah, he's definitely a championship mentality, and that's the mentality you want to see in any athlete, Anil, not just from the Caribbean athletes, but generally speaking, especially for the young ones coming up, developing that sort of mentality is what will win you championships and gold medals.
Definitely, and you see, a groin strain or a pull in your groin is much more difficult mentally than a little sneezy flu and so on. So if he could get up there and run an Olympic final like that, I say respect. That is a real athlete, and Jamaica should be proud because that's what athletes do. Anything could have happened there, you know, if he ignored that, as J.U. said, and he went out. When you drive off your toe, that is going straight up in the groin. When you take your lead leg and lift it up over that hurdle, that is the groin. When you come down on the next foot and you land, that is your groin. When you accelerate, that's your groin. That thing could have bust there, and he could have had surgery. He didn't care. Olympic final, and he got the medal. Respect you.
Yeah, just to mention the groin, for most people who are not aware, the height of the 110-meter hurdles for the men in particular is 42 inches. So more than likely, I'm sure, it is at least longer than his legs.
Interesting point indeed. Now, Jay, you're a tall guy. Some of these athletes, I'm sure they're not as tall as you. So getting that effort up to go over those 42 plus centimeters, what sort of effort and what sort of training has to go in to doing such great times?
Now, the tray leg is probably one of the most important positions in the 110-meter hurdles. If your tray leg is off, then it will push you further and further away out from the hurdle, which means you have to extend more. You start to reach, you go up in the air, you start clattering hurdles. But in this instance, he had a really nice high tray leg, a nice tray leg pull, which allowed him to be right on top of the hurdles.
Yeah, Oba, Hansel Parchman finishing 8th in this event, unfortunately for him. Where do you think it went wrong for the athlete?
He simply didn't have a great season. He put together 2 great runs. He finished 3rd at the Jamaica trials to qualify. He ran a semifinal, doing enough to make it to the finals, but generally he's not had a great season. And I know he's going to be disappointed after coming 2nd at the World Championships last season. Just one of those days and one of those meets and years where things don't come together as expected. But I want to make one point. The athletes out here sacrifice their bodies. Jehu can tell you, as I can tell you, we run through a lot of injuries. There's a lot of emotional ups and downs. There's a lot of time that we spend, especially when we've been injured, trying to overcome that injury, not just physiologically, but mentally and emotionally. We do our best. And one of the things that I hope those who are in administration consider carefully as they fly first class, as they get treated and pampered wherever they go, as administrators often do, especially in the bigger organizations, it's the athletes out here that are sacrificing their bodies. It's their coaches, it's their support teams that are part of the process. And you have to honor that by providing the type of support year-long and over multiple years for them to be able to have the chance to do the outstanding performances that they do and to represent us so well on the global stage. Again, athletes are often competing through injuries, through tough times. I'm saying we, as a former athlete, we give our all. And I'm just hopeful that those who are in leadership positions do the same, give their all, so we can represent our countries with pride and to the best of our abilities.
Yeah, excellent point indeed, Oba. I take that point with 100%. Gentlemen, another great race took place today, the 200 meters. Expectations there, Jehu? You're smiling from ear to ear because your favorite athlete did the good stuff.
Yeah. Leslie had shown signs. He's one of, I'm not sure how many persons outside of him has qualified for 3 events at the Olympic Games, the 100 meters, the 200 meters, and the 400 meters. And I believe because he was in the outside lane here and Kenny Bednarek, the silver medalist from the US trials, did not pull away from him, it gave him an extra zing in his step because his speed endurance and his stop-end speed is above and beyond anyone else in this race.
Yeah, the USA's Kenny Bednarek won silver in 19.62 and the world champion Noah Lyles took home bronze in 19.70 seconds. Oba, after the race, Noah Lyles had to utilize a wheelchair to be removed from the track, unfortunately. And afterwards, we got some revelations from several credible sources that he indeed suffered from COVID-19.
Yeah, it's amazing that Noah Lyles was able to come out and run for multiple reasons. One, if he does indeed have COVID-19, questions arise about whether he should be out there exposing so many people to the coronavirus. So that's number one, including fellow competitors and people who may have to run on relay teams and officials. So that's number one. And credit to him also for being able to run 1970 as we see him there in great distress. I've watched Noah Lyles for several years. I've never seen him on his back. And he's clearly struggling. But hats off to this gentleman, let's say Tebogo, who signaled to the world from early on, in fact, from about 2 or 3 years ago when he ran 19.91 to win the World Junior Championships, that he is coming and will be the best in the world. And here he's proven it in the 200 meters. He was a class ahead of everyone else, despite Noah Lyles not being necessarily as healthy as we would have liked to see him. Still, it was the Letsele Tebogo show. He was completely unchallenged. 1946. An amazing performance.
An amazing performance and an area record as well from the man from Botswana. Kenneth Bednarek from the USA, 19.62 Anil. Noah Lyles third from the USA in 19.70. And Alexander Organo from Dominican Republic in 19.99. The only Caribbean rep there, showing some good stuff.
What Noah Lyles say he have COVID-19?
Well, that was the revelation from several of the credible news sources around the world.
Credible news source. He have COVID-19. I call that cocktail 19. Let me tell you something. I don't want to hear that. You have COVID-19, stay home, take your medicine, go into quarantine. You come to run on the track. One thing about Olympics, one thing about elite sport, you could always, you're one step away from a humbling experience. When you get overdone and overexcited, Tebogo, if Noah Lyles had no COVID-19, if he had COVID-16 plus supplement, that would have still get licking. That run from Tebogo must never be doubted, and no one question and talk nothing about COVID-19. That run was perfection. This man is tired. This man run 3 rounds at 100, the 3rd round at the 200, and he blew them away. Noah Lyles, take your licks like a man. Shane Thompson, we take we licks. We clap you. We respect you. You get a blowout. Take your blowout. Go off in your wheelchair and go and eat and relax yourself. Don't come and tell me nothing about no COVID-19, because if you are COVID-19, you're irresponsible for going there and giving the whole stadium COVID-19. Take your legs like a man, no lies. The man hold you and beat you. You said a cough after. You wasn't coughing when they introduced you. I don't want to hear that. Nah?
Are you still a fan?
I'm still a fan, but don't do that. Don't do me that. Take your legs. You understand? I am a fan of his 100. He came out. He took pressure. He beat a faster man. Shane Thompson is faster than him. He went and he won. Now, don't mash it up. Be classy. You win with class. You get curtailed with class. Get up off the ground. If you are COVID, give the man an elbow bounce. But Tebogo, my goodness, 1945, then they lift it up to 1946, and he do so. He gave me a little bolt. With 8 meters to go, he say, hey boy, move from here, move from here. The man stop running and run 1945. I don't care what you say, healthy, not healthy. You was not beating Tebogo at that time in this final. Watch this man come off this bend. This man, I never see speed like this since Usain Bolt. He right there, Bednarik says, Kung Fu time. And here goes Tebogo. Well, lads, they are no COVID, he trying. Look at pump, look at arms, and come move out of here, man. It's hang jack, it's dominoes, it's licking, finger licking good. Now you get COVID, watch COVID, now lie down. Don't give me that, man.
You either...
Look, he hugging up and giving Tebogo COVID. But the whole of Botswana should be vexed. If you are COVID, what are you hugging up Tebogo for?
Once again, folks, you either love him or you hate him.
Nah,
the love
tell
of a
no lies.
lunatic,
Don't
we
give me
call
that.
him.
Go and paint his nails some more, man. Don't give me that. Take a licks. Look, COVID reach.
No,
Now we get infected.
The man that they spoke heavily of, Letsile Tebogo of Botswana. Alex Jordan actually caught up with him. Let's hear what he had to say.
Yes. Tebogo.
100-meter Olympic champion from Botswana, Letsile Tebogo. 1946, how thrilled are you with that run?
I can't describe the feeling, but I'm happy. I'm grateful I managed to finish the race healthier than last year, because last year I think during the final I had a great one hamstring. So we pushed the body through thick and thin to make sure that we finish the race healthy.
And you finished it and won by a long way. You eased up there at the finish line.
Yeah, because we still have a long season to go. The Olympics isn't over. Isn't the end of our season. So we have to make sure we finish healthy and make sure you go to the Diamond Leagues with a healthier body, you know, and getting there, just, you know, traveling the world, seeing other countries, it means a lot to me.
Letsile, you held off the two Americans. So much discussion beforehand about Noah Lyles. How good does that feel?
It started to really feel good yesterday when I ran faster than him on the semis. But I know Lyles. We both know Lyles is a person to send a message to the semi-final. So to myself, I was wondering what could have went wrong. You know, even up to today, I still don't believe that I managed to beat him. You know, because we know Lyles is the fastest human being on the planet. You know, so for me, I'd say even now could retire with my win, but unfortunately we have to go on.
Last quick question. Botswana's first gold medal. Unbelievable. What do you say to your country?
It means a lot to the country. It means a lot to the African continent, because now they're not sleeping on the continent. They know there is a continent called Africa, you know. And I believe my fellow Africans are also happy.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Obadele Thompson, a very elated Tebogo. What say you about that interview?
Actually, we had a couple technical difficulties, so I was unable to hear it. I was trying my best to lip read, but I'll defer to you.
No problem. No problem.
Yeah.
We're going to move to Jehu, though. Jehu, clearly from the start of the Olympics, Letsile Tebogo was at the tip of your tongue, speaking every moment that you could about him. You must be a happy man after seeing that interview. Botswana's first Olympic gold medal.
Now, when you watch track and field religiously, you watch all these Diamond League meets, these World Challenge meets, you have seen the progress. He's been there, he's won the World Junior Championships, he's broken the World Junior record over 100 meters. But what catches my eyes is the manner in which he runs these races, the relaxed effort that he oozes throughout an entire race. He doesn't seem to be too fatigued. And for many of the sprinters looking on, this is what happens when you actually go above and beyond the distance that you compete in. He can run the 100, he can run the 200, and he's also really competitive in the 400 meters. I believe if he had actually trained for the 400, we could have seen him challenge for a medal at the Olympics this year. He has a personal best of just over 44 seconds.
Yeah, you know what stood out to me the most was the fact that he said that and admitted that the Olympics is just one other meet. There are several other meets to come, and we need to remain healthy in order to be
now
great
we have
at the others.
COVID. Now we get COVID.
No, he ain't get COVID.
Well, I
sure.
know he ain't get COVID, but they telling me no, Elias have COVID. He had no COVID. He had licks. But this fella, Tebogo, is so humble. And to my friend who went boarding school with me 1985 to 87 in Somerset, England, from Botswana. I forget your name now, but he used to be on the national Botswana squash team. Congratulations on that gold medal. Tebogo still paying respect to Noah Lyles, still showing him that, you know, I took you this one, but I know you're a great champion. That is the humility. That is how you win. That is class. That's speed. Let me put it this way. The only man who looked comfortable in this running over 150, 200, up to 400, as comfortable as Tebogo, could be one Jareem Richards. I am just wondering, J.Hugh, the 200 looked like it was, I don't want to use the word softer, but the 400 was so packed and stacked that the 200 may have been a better
option, you think?
Maybe.
For Jareem?
Yeah, maybe.
It's a topic that we will have to discuss another time.
It's hindsight. Hindsight is 2020.
We who have seen Jareem know that the 400 is probably Jareem's better event.
Yeah,
for sure.
But he has some speed there.
It's a good point to look at. I think he might do well delving into something.
Jumping there for a second.
He is a World Championship bronze medalist.
We're going to get Ober's points after this break. Ober stays with us, and you stay with us as well, because we continue our discussion after this.
I'm begging.
United, spirits bright. Dawn of music valley, where dreams come alive. New songs are.
Sponsorship of this broadcast brought to you by
in a world where our dreams sometimes seem so far away, Digicel is the partner that brings us all together. Stay connected this summer at home or on the go with Digicel Plus Home Fiber or a Prime Broader plan. Enjoy premium access to the action anywhere you're there. One side, one Digicel. One Jamaica. Digicel. Better connected.
It's the Paris Games, darling. Everything needs to be perfect. Sneakers and spikes?
Check.
Her looks?
Check.
Okay, team. Seems like we pulled this off in record time. So, I just want to know, where's the water? Thanks, but I mean the cases of water. So she can stay hydrated for the games? Where's the water?
I didn't think she was taking water with her to Paris.
Hey, Jacko!
The water team send the cases ahead, so if you're good, then I'm officially ready for Paris.
Track and field, swimming, on the 2024 Olympics and more at betcagesports.com and enjoy the payouts. Now available on Barbados, St. Lucia, and Antigua Barbuda.
Be terrified by the line that went on forever, where one man is trapped in a never-ending car insurance payment line.
Wow, that sounds like a nightmare.
Right?
So why not skip the horror story and choose BCIC for all your car insurance needs?
You can go online and get a quote in less than 5 minutes. Or you can buy a policy in less than 10 minutes.
Plus payment options and so much more designed especially for you. BCIC, rethink insurance.
We a bucket together when everybody out. Fried chicken with a pre-bucket for the crew. Share a bucket together, everybody go live. Spicy original when we online.
Bucket together to the new dance craze. Taste explosion bursting with flame.
When we a bucket together, it put you in a good mood. Every moment you share is finger licking good. Bucket together, come and bucket together. Bucket together, bucket together.
Sponsorship of this broadcast brought to you by
Tebogo is quickening down the backstretch. Rochelle Clayton is running powerfully. Anna Cockrell is there as well. The rest of the field having a lot of work to do, including Cheyenne Salmon on the inside lane for Jamaica. McLaughlin Levroni is coming off the turn in front. We'll watch the clock because her world record mark of 56.5 could be in trouble. Oh, this is a magnificent performance from the outstanding American. Cockrell is challenging Bowl for the silver medal and is slightly ahead of her. Sydney McLaughlin Levroni, brilliant to the line, 50.37, a new world record. What a run, not unexpected that she has not only won, but won in a world record time. And Bowl loses the silver to Cockrell.
What a big race indeed. We're back on We Paddy Prime. Sydney McLaughlin Levron delivered another blistering performance in the women's 400 meters hurdles. The American ran 50.37 seconds, breaking her own world record to successfully defend her Olympic title. Her teammate Anna Cockrell won silver in a personal best of 51.87 seconds. Femke Bowl finished in third spot in a time of 52.15. Meanwhile, the two Jamaicans, Rochelle Clayton and Cheyenne Salmon, were 5th and 6th respectively. From a Jamaican point of view, Chris Taylor, welcome to the show. He's joining the pack by wearing the same top, folks. Not planned again. Chris, Jamaica being in this final, not doing what some may say the best of their abilities. But what say you?
It was a tough final. You look at those times, a new world record by Sydney McLaughlin breaking her own time. Rochelle Clayton only ran about 0.1 off of her personal best. And even if she ran her personal best, she still would have finished in 5th. So it does shows the quality of the 400-meter hurdles final. Jones, who came 4th, ran, 52.2, smashing her personal best. So Clayton, I think, ran the best race she could. She just didn't have anything left in the end. I think Cheyenne Salmon did herself proud. She came 6th in the end. Tough final. She just said, from her perspective, she said she was just glad to get into the final and be able to compete. I don't think she was ever considered for the medals. So, yeah, I think a 6th place performance in the final, she would be proud of that. But, yeah, the Jamaicans and the Caribbean will be a little bit disappointed that Clayton didn't get on the podium, because we did say that between herself and Cockrell, we thought they would have been battling for that bronze. But as you said, the drive of these athletes near the end, the times that they produced, that strength in terms of finish. In fact, they got the better of Femke Bowl, who barely held on for bronze after it was thought that she would have been a certain silver. So, yeah, I don't think Clayton can be disappointed in her effort in terms of time, but maybe her placing, yeah.
Yeah, Oba, we want to bring you back into the discussion. World record for the first place. That's another one going down in the books.
Yeah. Sydney McLaughlin Levrone just knows how to set world record. She's done it. I think this is her 5th time since 2021, and she's just in a different zone. To me, the race was really anticlimactic because I thought Femke Bol would have figured much more closely, her being only the second woman to ever run under 51 seconds. She did that about 3 weeks ago, but she simply looked tired. Not to take anything away from McLaughlin-Levrone, but to me, it was a boring race. I've seen it before. Maybe when McLaughlin-Levrone gets under 50 seconds, it might be exciting again, or when Femke Bol turns up fresh. We know that she ran the mixed relay. She ran 47.9 on her relay legs. It took a lot out of her, but hats off to McLaughlin-Levrone for another world record, another Olympic title, and another global title. But from my view, it was, as I said, anticlimactic.
Interesting point indeed. Jehu, do you agree with that point? It was, well, I can see where Oba is going, because it was really a one-sided race coming down to the last 100. It was done and dusted.
Yeah, I was expecting the race to be a bit closer, given that Femke has already ran 51 seconds this year. She's the second fastest woman in the world over the event. But to me, the interesting fact was to see Anna Cockrell from the United States run past her. Normally, we don't see people running past Femke Bol, and if you watch the mixed 4x4 relay on the second day, I believe, we saw Femke Bol splitting 47.9, which is really spectacular for a mixed 4x4 relay split. So, Anna Cockrell, hats off. Femke Bol, I know this is not her best because, as Oba would have mentioned, she ran 2 rounds of the mixed relay. She already has a gold medal. We expected at least silver from her, but she could wheel and come again, according to Trinidad Palance. If we watch the race here, she's right in it, not giving away too much. She's pretty clean, pretty smooth. She's not chipping. But we see the fight, we see the grit, the determination of Anna Cockrell. She trains out there in Texas with Lawrence Johnson, who I know is a drill king. I've trained with him for just over 2 years, and the amount of extra work to build that aerobic capacity, I know that is what paid off for her over the last 40 meters.
Anna Roberts, we're not keeping you out of this discussion, but after your dissertation on the COVID-19 issue with Noah Lyles, what about your thoughts on this women's 400 hurdles?
Well, it wasn't COVID-19, it's cocktail 19. But the most exciting part about the finish there was that you could see the Grenada flag as Anderson Peters was about to take his throw. So when she's finishing there, Grenada got some free marketing. That was exciting. However, what was interesting in this race, and if the producers could go back to the start, you all keep going, starting the highlight bar about the 4th hurdle. Go back to the start, and if you look at McLaughlin got out and was going too fast. This woman is so intelligent. You literally saw her by the 3rd and 4th hurdle clicking and saying, oh, let me cool it a bit. This might have to be a race around the last 150. Here she goes. When they come to the wide shot, you see she's already gone nearly on top to pass Femke Bol. Right there, she slows down and says, cool it a bit. You conserve, you don't know what's coming. This is not about world record and so on. This is about having in the tank to finish. Then she gets into her method here. She's smooth, silky, comes up alongside, and it's all over. Now, if you come around the corner here and you look at Femke Bol's face, I don't know, that's the worst expression I've seen of an athlete in an Olympic final. When they show the replay in the slow motion coming around that corner on the hurdle, she looks confused, she looks baffled, she looks like sometimes, you know, an athlete, for a moment, their mind drifts totally away from what they're doing. And I think that happened to her. And then Cockrell was running hard. Femke Bol was now saying, well, this is over. Whatever I dreamt of, I didn't dream or see myself getting blown out like this. It has happened. And Cockrell was focused on her run and came through to take the silver.
So Femke Bol got a taste of her own medicine. This is what you usually see from Femke Bol, where athletes are dying away and she's tearing past them. And this time, she was the bait. And I mean, she had no response. I mean, as you said, you could see it on her face, but just in her body, her movement, her stride and so on, everything had gone flat from her.
So you say they could show the slow motion around the last bend Femke Bol face.
So you're saying she lost some focus similar to that of Hudson Smith from Great Britain in yesterday's 400 race?
Hudson Smith was more of egotistical, looking up there to enjoy. Look at this, zoom in on, and we'll see they coming on a face. Look at everybody else's face. They're determined, they focus, they're counting the step, they're running. They didn't, that shot wasn't it, or they're coming around the corner. It should go to it right now. Come in, they showed me a zoom, no, they missed it on that one. But they showed a zoom of her face, and I'm looking at her face, and she's like thinking about, well, maybe training next week. Or, you know, I was in the gym 4 months ago and I was feeling, she just wasn't on the track at that time. Maybe it is that this woman here is just super athlete. I want Jehu to tell me about them shoes, though. When she was sitting down there, it looked like that has spring in it. What is that shoe?
Oh, gosh, now this is a new technology in sneakers or even sprint wear, but everyone across the field with all the different shoe companies, they have their own extremes there.
All right, interesting. Oba, you're still with us. Give us your breakdown on that race. As Anil broke it down for us bit by bit, what are your thoughts initially on the start that was shown, and then the corner which Anil was speaking of, where the world record holder now,
what's her face there?
Changed up her emotions a bit.
Look at her face. She looks confused. Look, what is she doing? Look at the other girl's eyes. Look at McLaughlin. Look at these girls. Look at even the Jamaican's eyes. And Femke Bowl was just like, I don't know if she's in a movie. Yeah. I don't understand.
But what do you think about this shot that we just showed there with the focus and the display of emotions and the facial expressions?
I agree. Sometimes you turn up and you know it's just not there. And I think she realized that. Sydney pulled up on her very early and now made a very astute observation in terms of Sydney being so smart to know that she had to back off a little bit. She knew that she is in world record shape. She set the world record when she won the U.S. Olympic trials, which was the last time that she raced several weeks ago. So she knew what was in her body, but in order to pull that off and to ensure that she won the Olympic title again, she had to run a more measured race. Femke Bowl, clearly see she just was not herself, and at some stage during a race an athlete realizes they just don't feel good. And I think she was wondering, I know I can't win, but can I medal? And Anna Cockrell, as Jehu said, ran the race of her life for the first time, going under 52 seconds, a big personal best, running 51.87, was right there to capitalize on Femke Bowl simply not looking like how we've become so used to seeing her run. She ran 49.1 in the Open 400 indoors to win the World Indoor title and set the World Indoor record. She runs 52 seconds, like nothing. For her to come and to run 52.1, it's a huge disappointment for Femke Bowl. But again, hats off to Levrone, Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone for winning, to Anna Cockrell for finishing second, and for Femke Bowl for even hanging in there, because it was a tough day at the office, as they say.
Yeah, Oba, we're just about 3 days away from the end of the Paris 2024 Olympic Games, believe it or not. But just give us your initial thoughts entering into the ComBox and now coming down to the closing stages of the athletics program. What has been your experience like from the ComBox?
It's been great. We've called some really exciting races. We've seen the Caribbean, countries that traditionally have not won medals. We've seen Dominica, we've seen Julian Alfred picking up medals for St. Lucia, and we've also seen Jamaica flying high in the field events. And I think the story for the Caribbean is that we need to start really looking more seriously at the field events and the jumps, which is where most of our medals have been delivered so far.
Yeah, would you agree with Oba's point, though, that we've seen now a change in the guard? We spoke on this yesterday, not necessarily a change in the guard, though, Anil, but a difference, a diversification of track and field athletes.
Absolutely. You just said it, and that's it. And that's what we have to do. We have to realize we could be great in many things. We don't have to pigeonhole ourselves. And Jamaica has shown us that. Now, Jamaica, what y'all could do is in all the primary schools and in all the colleges and secondary schools, learn to pass a baton, because my goodness, the worst baton passing in that 4x100 men's relay, I never see man grabbing and looking for baton like that to come out of an Olympic final. They have the good and they have the things that we have to fix. Trinidad and Tobago, well, we have to fix everything. We have to go by the mechanic, right? Because everything mash up.
Hey, it's called the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Well, we have...
Get it right.
We have the last two.
It's the good, the bad, and the indifferent. Let's keep it that way, not the ugly.
Well, boy, coming last in 43.99, that kind of ugly, eh?
Well, that's a pretty young team. That's a young team. We have these Sinai sisters. They're just 18 years old. They've only ran at the Curfter Games this year.
Twins, right?
One a pair twin. Right, Trinidad this year we saw 3 pairs of twins at the Curfter Games, first times ever. But I believe this is a young team. They are developing. We have to give them time. We have obviously relays all about team chemistry. It is their first team. It's the first time the 4 of them are actually competing together. So we know relays is all about chemistry. Let's just be patient with the young lady.
Let me tell you something. I'm not letting you get hold of
Tell me
hold on, you take a violin, hold on. Take a violin,
we see teams like China beating Jamaica with all the sprint power that they have.
What I will say, as I play my violin,
you're
coming to the Olympics. I don't want to hear that this is the first time you're running together. You know you're coming Olympics, things must be put in place. You must go somewhere, get all 4 people together and practice. China had no runner. I told you that China and Japan, they get the battle wrong. There nobody could go under 10, but they put 4 together and go 38.2. So, with all due respect, if it's Carifta, okay. CAC, I taking that. Olympic Games, red, white, and black. I don't want to hear, oh, we just bounce up, we now come to line, we don't know each other. That's not good enough. So the administration, the coaches, everybody had to put something in place that makes more sense than that. God bless. I'm depressed.
Thank you.
And as a Manchester United fan, so I could understand how frustrated you understand.
So I don't want to go through the years.
All right, gentlemen. All right, we really need to go to a quick break now.
The red card's in your trouble, man.
Thank you very much for joining me on We Party Prime. We enjoy your analysis on the races. Keep up the great work, you and the team there at the Paris Combox. Gentlemen, we continue our discussions right after this. Stay with us.
Sponsorship of this broadcast brought to you by
Hey love, you excited for date night tonight? I'm seeing you at 5, right?
Of course, babe. I'll see you at 5.
It's the Paris Games, darling. Everything needs to be perfect. Sneakers and spikes?
Check.
Her looks?
Check.
Okay, team. Seems like we pulled this off in record time. So, I just want to know, where's the water? Thanks, but I mean the cases of water. So she can stay hydrated for the games? Where's the water?
I didn't think she was taking water with her to Paris.
Hey, Jacko!
The water team send the cases ahead, so if you're good, then I'm officially ready for Paris.
Life come with plenty tough decisions. But you know what not hard? Deciding which flavor to get on your amazing 4 pizza. Pepperoni, Hawaiian, chicken chunks, vegetarian. There's no pressure with Pizza Hut's amazing 4. You get 4 juicy flavors with 1 less choice to make. Pizza Hut, now that's delivery.
In the heart of Kingston's business mecca is a 17-story gem. The Jamaica Pegasus Hotel offers luxury to all our visitors for business or leisure. Relax in one of our many deluxe suites with mountain or pool views. Savor the array of culinary delights in our Blue Window restaurant. Enjoy complimentary breakfast or visit our 24/7 cafe. We boast 9 extensive conference facilities for your meetings and banquets. We look forward to welcoming you soon at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel.
Sponsorship of this broadcast brought to you by
In it.
Here we are back to the javelin throw. Anderson Peters letting this one fly in the 4th round. Oh, that's close to the bronze medal. Is it close enough? His best so far. Anderson Peters is 87-87. What has he done here? What has the Grenadian done here? He doesn't look overly pleased, but he should be pleased. It's 88-54. The Grenadian moves into the bronze medal position.
Grenada's Anderson Peters won bronze in the men's javelin with a best throw of 88.54 meters. This is Grenada's 2nd medal of the Olympic Games. What a throw. Keyshawn Walcott started off hot and steamy, Jehu. But then we saw some incredible throws. We're not too sure if the wind speed of the Stade de France had anything to do with the other throws, though, because we saw a Pakistani who came out of nowhere, one by the name of Arshad Nadeem of Pakistan, winning in an Olympic record of 92.97 meters.
Yeah, it is nothing new for us really to see such a surprise. The javelin is one of those events that brings major surprises. You can learn very quickly, you can get to the top very quickly, but the hard thing is really staying at the top. They change champions interchangeably between world champions and Olympic champions. So, but to see our boy out there, Anderson Peters, repping for the Caribbean, bronze medal, the 2nd medal for Grenada. Field events is really showing up in this Olympics here for the Caribbean, but at the same time, hats off to Keyshawn Walcott. We know some of the things he had to endure over the last year or so. He ruptured his Achilles, I believe, last year at the World Championships. He had to do surgery. He's been back on the men, not competing a lot, very sparingly this year, and only kickstarting his season in June. So to go out there, make it to the Olympic final, throwing a season best of 86 meters. Hats off to Keyshawn.
Yeah, I think it was a good effort from Keyshawn Walcott, 86.16. He did not finish his final throw because we saw him remove his footwear and started to massage his feet, etc. So maybe some soreness coming into play there. But Anil, your thoughts on the javelin?
Sachin, I'm glad you said hot and steamy, because I think Keyshawn, with the next advertisement from Lanha, he have to do Nescafe. Because after he threw 86.1, and he was in the lead, I sit down to say, oh Lord, let we go. Time, let me see how long we could ride.
It was a big throw, though.
Yes, but we #1. And that he was the last throw of the 1st round, and I sit down. But it's like he was Nescafe. He wake up everybody else. Because after he was #1, the next man come and throw 92-97. Then the next man throw 88-48. Then the next man throw 88. And then by 5 throws, we was in 6th. So I know how to say it's Nescafe. But Keshawn was brilliant. To come back from Achilles surgery, that is not an easy rehab. And to throw his season's best, 86, take the lead in the Olympics for a little while, even though it was short-lived. He did us proud. The red, white, and black look good. But Peters, boy, all your warm-up, all the party boat and thing down in Grenada, we coming down to celebrate because that man throw and well done. And to India and Pakistan, that's how you fight war, you see? With the javelin. Always stay calm, right? So it was very good to see India and Pakistan battling out for gold and silver and Grenada taking bronze. Trinidad and Tobago, we showed up. Well done, Keshawn. I mean, he's a gold medalist, a bronze medalist, a national hero, and he gave his heart and soul. So I'm proud, you know, and after surgery, you can't ask for more than that.
After surgery and 12 years later to be in another Olympic final.
Correct. Well done.
You just have to bring up the party boat, right?
Yeah, no, let me tell you something, Grenada. When all they reach down, celebrate the man, go in the airport, go in the stadium, cook food and drink coffee, no party boat celebration.
Well, those of you who know, well, good for you. If you don't, now you know.
What's Chopra?
Well, Chopra is actually
defending Olympic.
Was the defending Olympic champion. He came in second in a spot of 89.45 meters. And actually, Arshad Nadeem of Pakistan said publicly that Chopra was his idol, is his idol. Right. So it's good to see. We see it in cricket all the time. India and Pakistan after a game, both teams coming together for photos and interaction and so on.
Say his name again there, Sachin, because your pronunciation is incredible on this SportsMax. You RJ, with the Spanish. You come on, say the Pakistani name there again.
Arshad Nadeem.
Arshad Nadeem. Yeah. Roll off your tongue, you know.
Well, I never see him this comfortable yet on the set.
Well, cricket is my thing, right?
Yeah.
Now, I wish we did have an interview with Arshad Nadeem, but we do have an interview with the bronze medalist, the man from the Spice Isle. Let's hear what he had to say.
Grenada's Anderson Peters, two-time world champion, is now an Olympic bronze medalist with a throw of 88.54 in the javelin. How did you enjoy that?
Man, I really did enjoy it. I mean, it was such a great moment for me. It being my first Olympic finals, and you know, I've been dreaming about this since 2012 when I saw Kishan Walcott won, and it's just a dream come true to be able to win a medal here today in Paris 2024.
You know, Kirani James told us, he said another medal is coming for the Spice Isle, and here it is.
Here it is. I mean, the goal was to try and come here and get 3 medals, but you know, unfortunately, we only got 2. But you know, that was a wonderful performance from Kirani. Being able to go 43 seconds twice at his age, I mean, that's phenomenal.
What about you, sir? In this competition where the Olympic record was broken, was it broken twice even?
Well, it was broken initially to 92 meters, and then Nadeem had another throw of 91, which is absolutely great. I mean, you don't normally see these things happening at a championship. He's such a strong thrower. I mean, he has a whole country behind him. I mean, Pakistan is a very large place, and I'm proud of him that he's able to get a 92-meter throw here today.
I'll tell you what, the Spice Isle Grenada will be very proud indeed. What did you manage to see your decathlete, Lyndon Victor?
Oh yes. I sat in the stands and watched Lyndon compete both morning and afternoon session. You know, he motivated me. He started the journey of winning medals here at the Olympics Games. So you know, that's just a proud moment for Grenada and my family.
A wonderful moment. Let's tell us a bit about who your family and everyone you'd like to shout out.
Well, first off, I want to say thank you to my mom, to my son. I know he's watching this, 3-year-old son. And to the whole nation, everybody, the 120,000 people in front of the TV right now, I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you.
Well, it was an incredible crowd here tonight. They've all emptied because you had to do your victory lap. Did you go and speak to anyone around there?
You know, I saw the Grenada Olympic Committee team here, and you know, they were so cheerful. Like, they were just congratulations all over. They didn't even get to say anything else. So, but it was just a wonderful moment, seeing everything, being able to compete here.
Javelin Olympic bronze medalist from Grenada, Anderson Peters, the warmest congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, very well spoken, Anderson Peters there, another sporting ambassador for the Spice Isle of Grenada. Well done, an interview that's worth every dime, Anil, and that's what you want to see from an athlete, especially when you're on top of your game. You are not only thanking the people that helped you on your journey, but you're also promoting your island in the positive way.
Wow, let me tell you something. That interview was one of the best we've seen of any athlete of any country throughout this Olympic Games. It showed his passion, He gave respect to previous champions. Keshawn, who he just beat, you know, inspired him to pick up the javelin. He spoke about the Pakistani winner, the records, how everybody, his mother, his family, his son, 3 years old, the 120,000 Grenadians, they can all feel proud. I love to see individuals who can inspire not only with their performance, but understand how important they are, so that we could all aspire to be great like him. Our children could look up at Anderson Peters, see what he has done, and listen to him, hear the intelligence, because obviously he was good in school too. So when you are a student athlete, you have to study your books also. You have to be able to do interviews. You can't go up there and say, oh, it was a hell of a cough. You understand? You have to be able to speak. You have to be able to give respect to those who helped you along the way. We saw humility, intelligence, patriotism, brilliance, and a well-deserved bronze medal. Grenada could have had 3 for True Kerani. He was very close, J.U.
Yeah, very, very close, especially in the 400. But given his age again, given that he's had to go through illnesses over the couple of years, injuries.
It's a good effort.
Very, very great effort, at least very consistent effort for Kirani.
Yeah, Chris, you were applauding while the interview was happening. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I agree, Daniel. Great representation from Anderson Peters. Giving credit to your competitors, your former Caribbean teammates, if you want to call it that way, and competitor as well. Someone who inspired him. Didn't forget to big up the public who will be watching him and cheering them on. The fact that he sat in the stands and celebrated with Linda and Victor through his morning and afternoon sessions. He has his event to come up, and he would have needed to put his best foot forward, and still found the time and the effort to support his countryman. That's a big deal that goes a long way. I think right throughout that javelin throw competition, I think both gentlemen represented the Caribbean very well. Walcott with a season best in the final, Peters with a season best in qualification, and then coming back to throw, I think about 0.1 off of his season best. But as you said, he has had a better season than Keshawn, but it's great to see 2 gentlemen finishing getting through the entire competition injury-free, hopefully, and we're getting 1 out of 2 medals from a Caribbean perspective. So big from those 2, and yeah, good to see them happy and so on as well.
Has any one of you noticed, unlike the sprinting events, the field event competitors, they actually cheer on and celebrate each other as the rungs go along?
For sure.
And that's, to me, that's very, very strange, because why would I want to cheer on somebody that is gunning for the same medal as myself?
Yeah, it shows great composure. It shows great respect as well for your fellow athletes and even your fellow competitors. So it's good to see. Anil, I think I just want to, not changing the gears, but on the same topic, St. Lucia, I think, led from the front in terms of support. The support system, just getting their entire country behind their athletes. And now we're seeing another case of it here. Anderson thanking his entire country for getting behind him. Do you think now this has a lot to do with just a general shift in terms of the track and field athletes now diversifying into other different events?
Well, what happens is the inspiration. This is why sport is so important. This is why the Olympics is so critical. This is why World Cup qualification in football sends your country into spasms of patriotic furor, because of the greatness, the inspiration, the generations that come out from. You never know what inspires an athlete. Manuel, the swimmer from the USA, African-American, she won gold in 2016. She was 4.5 years old, and her parents saw Leah Martindale of Barbados, the first black woman to make an Olympic final, Atlanta 1996 50-meter freestyle. And from there, 20 years later, this young girl won gold, becoming the first woman of color to win a gold medal. So when you see Anderson Peters, you see Juju, you see these Victor and these athletes, all these Jamaicans doing well. There are generations of children looking up to them, and the coaches now have to educate themselves to deal with that talent and bring it forth. So it's fantastic.
Yeah, great initiative indeed. We're going to take a short break, folks, and come back with more on We Party Prime. Stay with us.
Glorious, we rise above in the games of unity. We find our love, Lord, yeah. Nous aimons. Dans les jeux d'unité, nous trouvons notre éclat. beat. With passion and courage, our hearts beat. De chaque nation nous venons.
Sponsorship of this broadcast brought to you by
In a world where our dreams sometimes seem so far away, Digicel is the partner that brings us all together. One side, one goal. One Digicel. One Jamaica.
Absolutely incredible performance.
Be terrified by the line that went on forever, where one man is trapped in a never-ending car insurance payment line.
Wow, that sounds like a nightmare.
Right?
So why not skip the horror story and choose BCIC for all your car insurance needs?
You can go online and get a quote in less than 5 minutes. Or you can buy a policy in less than 10 minutes.
Plus payment options and so much more designed especially for you. BCIC, rethink insurance.
It's the Paris Games, darling. Everything needs to be perfect. Sneakers and spikes?
Check.
Her looks?
Check.
Okay, team. Seems like we pulled this off in record time. So, I just want to know, where's the water? Thanks, but I mean the cases of water. So she can stay hydrated for the games? Where's the water?
I didn't think she was taking water with her to Paris.
The water team send the cases ahead, so if you're good, then I'm officially ready for Paris.
Make your passion your profession. Take advantage of innovative training programs and services from the Heart NSTA Trust. We provide skills, literacy and numeracy training, job placement and recruitment services, entrepreneurship grant funding, and business development services. Whether you are an entrepreneur or you require training, we are here to assist you in elevating your personal and professional standing. Choose Heart and let's take you to the next level. Be smart. Choose Heart. Call 876-99-HEART. That's 876-994-3278 today.
We are bucket together when everybody out. Fried chicken with a pre-bucket for the crew. Share a bucket together, everybody go live. Spicy original when we online.
Bucket together to the new dance craze. Taste explosion bursting with flame.
When we are bucket together, it put you in a good mood. Every moment to share is finger licking good. Bucket together, come make we bucket together. Bucket together, bucket together.
Sponsorship of this broadcast brought to you by
World Championship shot put silver medalist Daniel Thomas-Dodd narrowly missed out on qualification to the final. Thomas-Dodd, who missed the final by 1 spot through 18.12 meters to finish in 13th position. In a raging post-interview, Thomas-Dodd lashed out at Jamaica's governing body for the lack of regards shown towards the field athletes.
Daniel Thomas-Dodd, 31-year-old from Westmoreland, Jamaica, didn't enjoy it. Your face looks like you weren't so pleased with your result. Tell us a bit about what happened out there.
I mean, it's been a tough couple of weeks. You know, the qualification is something that is definitely within my reach. However, you know, it's been very frustrating to every time come to these major Olympic Games and, you know, not making the finals. And, you know, this time around it was definitely something that I felt like was easy for me to do. However, I didn't have my coach here. I've been in the village for 2.5 weeks. And I was denied the privilege of having a coach's pass for my coach to even be at the training facilities for 2.5 weeks. So you're talking about 365 days of training just gone down the drain because I didn't have my coach for 2.5 weeks while being here. So it is definitely very frustrating, you know, and I think it's something that I definitely have to sit and reflect on and moving forward as to, you know, what will be definitely best for me and my mental health, because I cannot do this anymore. It's very frustrating dealing with JOA and J3S because these people don't care about field events in Jamaica. And if they did, they would make sure that we have everything we need to make us comfortable, because my coach is not just a part of my training process. You know, he's a very crucial part of my warm-up and getting ready for preparations, and I didn't have him for 2.5 weeks. 2.5 weeks. It's very frustrating because this is definitely something that I'm more than capable of obtaining, and I came short today.
Yeah, I can feel and sense and understand your frustration, particularly now that you see Jamaica competing so well in the field event.
Exactly, and that's the irony of it. The gold medal that they were sitting down waiting for did not come from the track. It came from the field events, and those are the events that they neglect so much in Jamaica. And most of the medals that we have gotten so far at these games comes from the field events, and we're the most marginalized groups within Jamaica track and field, and it's very frustrating, and it's time for them to stop and really reflect on what they're doing to us as athletes.
Daniel Thomas, I'm grateful you spoke your mind to us, and I'm so compassionate and sorry for your experience. You really performed well on this world stage. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Very, very interesting comments there from the athlete. Passionate, came from the heart, I think, in my opinion, gentlemen, but some news just coming to hand as well, just a few seconds ago. The JOA has asked Daniel Thomas-Dodd, advisor of an Olympic ban, if she does not withdraw those statements that we just heard.
Now, let us all take a deep breath and calm ourselves. I just listened to the young lady. She spoke her truth. She spoke her situation. Yes, there may be things in these Olympics and World Championships. There's a limit on the number of credentials you could get and so on. But you have to understand the frustration of an athlete. I admire that. She came to perform for her country. What she is saying makes absolute logical sense. You need a coach to be monitoring you, especially in the last 2.5 weeks in such a technical event, in the field events, where one thing could go wrong. I told you all the story about George Broadell in the 200-meter IM when I told him to go the backstroke fast, and he came out and went slow 31, and I was ready to leave Athens and tell him if he's not listening to me, I going home. But when I looked at the video footage of his backstroke, I noticed after watching the video on a little screen, them camcorder screen, on about the 13th time, that his hand, which normally goes in the water like this, went in like that. We went to the pool, we did some drills, adjusted, and he went 2.5 seconds faster on the backstroke. If he didn't do that, it had no final, it had no medal, it had no nothing. And if I wasn't there, it would not have happened. So I understand that. So the response from JOA is emotional and immature about banning. There's no need for fight. The athlete made some points which are valid. What we try to do is find solutions. Maybe she was emotional, but she just finished. And I told you all yesterday, when you put a mic right in an athlete's face at that time, you get raw truth. So I don't need administrators to get on the high horse with ego and threaten ban and all of that nonsense. Listen to the athlete, speak to her. She okay, she brought you all into disrepute. She could apologize for certain things and the timing, but also make decisions, see how you could do things, because the field events have saved Jamaica. And normally in all our countries, we don't focus on the field events so much. So hear what she said. See what could happen going forward with solutions to try and get the coaches there, because there's a relationship with a coach at that time. When you see the gold medal with that discus, how that gentleman threw, what's his name? Nadim. How he threw that perfection.
The javelin.
No,
yesterday.
Roger Stoner.
Not Pakistan. Yeah. Jamaica. Yesterday.
The discus.
The discus.
Javelin.
Discus. Right, discus. When he threw it, the perfection, the timing, the acceleration. If his coach is now not there and going forward to emulate that, he may never see that distance again. It's frustration.
And we saw his coach in the stands.
And he was lucky to have his coach.
His coach and Krauser
immediately went to the coach.
Oh, that's my point. So let me pat it down.
Immediately went to the coach.
There is no need for no threat about ban and stop that. The girl athlete made some points. Let me find some solutions within the parameters of accreditation, numbers, and so on.
And she's not the first athlete from Jamaica to complain in these games. Distin, the high jumper, complained as well that she didn't have her coach and it affected her performance. And she has already jumped 2 meters this year in the high jump. Distin didn't make it past qualifications, couldn't clear 192 and was really affected. Yes, she wasn't as angered as we saw there, as we saw Thomas-Dodd. But Thomas-Dodd is 31 years of age now, world champs, gold medalist, silver medalist back in 2019. So she's been around the system for a longer period of time. She's experienced a lot more. She's a Commonwealth gold medalist. So her quality, she's a regular 19-plus meter thrower, and she threw 18-12 to fail the qualification. So you can imagine from her standpoint how she feels that, I mean, that gap is way too massive. That is way under what she's capable of. Now, and obviously there's some truth in terms of what she said. I agree, Daniel, that there's a balance.
Chris, Jay, you have experienced both sides of the coin as an athlete, and now you're an administrator for a few years. Well, what do you think about the athlete statements first and foremost, and what do you think about the response of the JOA?
She has very valid points. As athletes, we would always like our coaches to be out there, first of all, and it is your right to be supervised by a coach. However, in some instances, we feel as though the athletes are not really too happy with the national representation of coaches that we may send out there to supervise them at that level, given that they've already built up a reputation, they've already built up a nice support and chemistry with the person that have been guiding them. So it will come as a slap in the face now to just say, well, here's what, this is the person we send in on the team, and you know, you go and do what you're accustomed doing. But that is not how it works as athletes. I was privileged and fortunate enough when I was competing that my coach was also one of the national team coaches, whereas there were some other athletes that, you know, did not have the same opportunity. From the administrative side now, obviously there's a quota. So based on the number of athletes or officials that we do send out there, there is only certain numbers that we can send. So, you know, they may not see that side to the story or understand it. But I feel as though, given the caliber, as Chris mentioned, she's a world championship silver medalist. She's been there, she's done it. She barely missed out on her last Olympic Games. I believe as though some form of communication could have been had to see how best can we help you improve on actually getting to the Olympic finals this time.
So if an Olympic committee, in this case JOA, wanted to send some additional personnel other than their allotment of persons, can that happen?
You wouldn't be able to get the accreditation to go into the official. So I'm going to the next point now, because to the official training grounds and so on, you need the accreditation. However, we've been through that in swimming. We changed it way back in the 90s because we used to just select a coach, and we created primary coach and therefore accreditation. So you may not go in the village and so on, but you get on the pool deck or the practice. So we do that. But I must lay some blame on her coach also, and the private sector, because what should have happened, he should be in Paris, and he don't have to be in the main ground. They have high school ground, they have college ground, they have place to throw, they have an open field, they have parks.
Picnic savannas.
They have place where the coach could go, tell the athlete, come and meet me there. Let us go through our drills. Let us go. We have technology now. We have Zoom. We have video conference. We have many things. So the coach has to accept some responsibility too, because within the parameters, you have to make the best possible attempt to help your athlete. Can't just leave her there for 2.5 weeks. If I coach and I somewhere there sipping a coffee in a cafe, say, girl, look at our grass there. Let we go.
And so just so we know, there are coaches that are sent from the JC, because Julian Robinson is the throwing coach for Jamaica, so he was there. But as J. Hugh rightfully said, there's a personal treatment for athletes, and some of the athletes in the Jamaican team had their personal coaches there, and I'm not sure how they decided who gets a coach and who doesn't.
Maybe
that's what she's alluding
maybe that's why she made those statements.
Yeah, that the field event.
She felt a bit biased, a sense of biasness.
Well, clearly there is pain. And it does pain of an athlete wanting to perform for her country and for herself must not be met with immaturity and threats. So I would suggest to the JO, pull back that threat about ban and all that. Just listen, understand that to be great, you have to want to be great. If she's not upset about not qualifying, I don't want she to go nowhere.
Yeah.
So relax, the lady, the athlete is upset. Listen, and let's try to find some solutions.
I'm sure they're using it based on a legal basis, because she would have signed a document stating something along the line.
Yeah, code of conduct. Code of conduct. Don't worry
stating she shouldn't bring the JOA or the National Association.
Which is correct.
To form a district.
So they could be right legally, but
and it is not the first time. Last year they did the same with, I believe, Taekwondo Tracy, who came out and spoke about a situation where he feel vindicated by the fact that they let somebody else run on the 4x1 instead of him, who he actually beat at the national trial.
Now, put aside all these things, gentlemen, as we wrap today's show.
He went a bit wild, though.
As we wrap today's show, put all those things aside. The main point is the athlete is in pain. Let's find some solutions.
At least the athlete come first, no matter what. They will not be there without the athlete. And again, the field events, they are continuously showing
You must find a middle ground. You must have a 50-50. It must be a win-win situation.
Don't threaten the athlete. You understand it? You all are parents. You have to understand. You have to understand that pain. Nobody like to lose, you know. Yes, a man fake COVID after Tebogo run past him.
Let's take a look at the medal count at the end of today's athletics program. And this is going to be interesting. I think the USA may very well maintain their spot on top. Yep, the USA is still on top with 9 gold medals. 27 in total. Canada second with 2 gold and 3 in total. Jamaica third and with 1 gold and 6 in total. Great Britain, which we will discuss in a few days, hopefully.
England,
1 gold,
Scotland,
1 gold,
Wales, who is that?
And 4 in total. And finishing up the top 5, Australia with 1 gold and 6 medals in total there. That's a look at page 1 of the athletics.
Hey, look, 10, number 10, yes, number 10.
Number 10, St. Lucia, yeah. Number 10 is there.
Call St. Lucia,
always on the top 10. It's always been there. And, of course, Dominica still there in position number 17 with 1 gold, their gold medal. And Grenada coming up there on top the medal table with a 28th position with 2 bronze medals in their count. So that's a look at the athletics medal table. We have the general medal table, the overall one coming up shortly. Here it is. The USA still on top of things. Anna Roberts was asking the question when we started our coverage, where is the USA? Well, Mr. Roberts, here they are. Position number 1, 30 gold, 103 in total. China, 28 gold, 72 in total. Australia, 18 gold, 44 in total. France, the host nation, 14 and 53 collectively. And Great Britain, 13 gold, 51 for their collective tally as well. Gentlemen, just quickly, Chris, your take on the medal table so far overall?
Yeah, no surprises there. As expected, I think they have retained their positions. As you said, it's been nice to see from a Chinese perspective, turning up in many different events. We saw the Chinese men today qualifying, winning a 4x1 relay, going into the final with the best time. So it just shows their progression across all sport. There was a time where the Chinese would have dominated in certain events, but not others. Now you're seeing where they have spread their talent right across. It shows the work of the Olympic Association there and the factors of this, or the facets of the country. So excellent stuff from the Chinese. But yeah, good to see the French, the hosts, maintaining their position. Great to see the Caribbean adding more medals today. And we can only hope that tomorrow we'll see more medals from the Caribbean, from a Caribbean standpoint.
That will be fantastic. Chris Taylor, thank you very much. Anna Roberts, thanks. J. Hugh Gordon, thank you very much. And also to Obadiah Thompson from the Paris Combox. Message for today, folks: find solutions. Simple as put it. Find a solution to your problem. All right, we're going to end the show on that note. Thanks very much for watching. This has been We Paddy Prime. We'll see you soon.
Ensemble, notre âme survit. Glorious, we rise above. In the games of unity, we find our love, love, yeah. Nous nous aimons dans les jeux d'unité. Nous trouvons notre éclat.
Sponsorship of this broadcast brought to you by Sponsorship of this broadcast brought to you by